willingness of a company or a corporate is to come out and kind of do disclosures which are relevant for the stakeholders. So how do I uplift my practices in the context of financial reporting in terms of the way we do accounting, the way we look at our revenue recognition practices, in the way we look at other aspects of dealing with investors, etc. in that sense. So we have for Indian companies, a lot of companies now in the sector are kind of listed, so we do follow a form of governance accounting which is called Indian GAAP for the sector. However, a lot of companies are now kind of done some work in the area of IFRS, so which is a much more kind of an advanced version of accounting and reporting. So how do you establish yourself against best in class in terms of financial reporting is something we believe is going to help you to go a long way in building trust with kind of your stakeholders. The other aspect is around regulators. So we have whole host of kind of so one thing which I realized that real estate is always in news for bad reasons. So the issue is that how do you again deal with how am I engaging with my regulators on a very proactive basis? So be it let's say SEBI, or be it be it ROC, or be it MCA, or be it any kind of other regulator, be it your municipality, etc., from where you need tons of approvals, etc. So how am I kind of looking at in terms of engaging with regulator, how proactive we are, and things like that. What we said, we're going to launch project, etc. Do we have approvals? If not, why do I need to do that, etc. Maybe a business call, but again, issue is how proactive we are in terms of engaging with regulators. We believe is going to again help you to go a long way in terms of improving governance in the sector. Moving on to talk about few areas where we see significant amount of practices, or I'll say mismatch in practices across different companies in the sector, is around revenue recognition, around consolidation, around equity and liability, and around presentation and disclosure. To give you a perspective on revenue recognition, one of the big issues which we always encounter is that what is the level of percentage which is complete in my project, and hence how much revenue should I recognize? That's kind of one side of this. So whether the project is complete 30% or a 35% or a 50 or a 70%, we've had experiences, project is complete 85%, and even though after 3 years the project been handed over to the customer. So it poses a very significant challenge from a perspective of an auditor is to look at, hey, what's the kind of completion you've told me, but that's not what's happening in terms of your delivery to your customer. So it's kind of a very significant issue. That's one side of it. And then we've seen companies taking a very different position from a tax perspective, saying that, I'm going to do accounting not on a percentage completion, but on a completed contract method, and hence, I'm not going to record any revenue, and hence, I'm not going to pay any taxes to the government in that sense, and then you get into a litigation. If you just think about it, the cost of litigation at times and the amount of management time which is kind of being spent on some of these things is best avoided if you do a more kind of calculated position in that sense, and avoid some of these controversies.